right, now it's time for our game of the week. Like normal, Isaac, why don't you tell the folks what our game of the week is?
All right, Mason, our game of the week is 11th ranked Texas playing in Tuscaloosa at 3rd ranked Alabama at 7 p.m.
This is going to be a great matchup, ranked matchup. Obviously, a top 11, almost a top 10 if Notre Dame hadn't, jumped Texas. But we have a special guest picker for you. We're here with Tyler Pinson. He's a senior at Wando High School this year. He's a student leader in the Chop House. He asked to be on the pod. He's a huge Alabama fan, so we let him on. And how you doing tonight, Tyler?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Thankful to be on here. Blessed for the opportunity.
Yeah, man. So what do you think? How did Alabama look last week, and how do you think they're going to look this week?
I think we look great. I think there's definitely always going to be things to improve on. Obviously, it's Middle Tennessee, so it's not like an SEC right off the bat matchup. But, yeah, I think we look good offensively. Defensively was a big step up from last year. It looked great. I mean, Dallas Turner wasn't very involved in the pass rushing game, I didn't think, very much. So that'll be interesting to see what he does this week. But, I mean, Braswell, linebacker, looked great. Secondary looked great. So a big thing for us last year was we got beat a lot down the field. We forced a lot of 3rd, 15, 3rd, and 17s, just like long yardage third downs. And we just gave up easy, like either PIs or just like deep routes down the field. So I think that's a big step up this year. Then offensively, I mean, you can't really have a better first game than Jalen Milroe did. So
definitely, especially with the questions surrounding that quarterback battle with Ty Simpson and Jalen Milroe and Tyler Buckner, the transfer from Notre Dame. Definitely some questions answered. He looked pretty good last Saturday. What do you think is going to be hard for Alabama against Texas this Saturday, and vice versa? What's going to be hard for Texas and Alabama?
Well, obviously it's the coaching thing. I mean, man, Sark is an amazing coach. He gave it to Alabama last year. We kind of got lucky that Ewers ended up getting injured, but I mean, yeah. And then again, Quinn Ewers, Xavier Worthy on the offense is just going to be how can we limit them? How can we force them to maybe have to run the ball a little bit more without Bijan this year? And then whenever they do have to pass on third down, making good plays on third down. And then obviously, I mean, yeah, like Nick Saban, 27-2 or something against former assistant coaches. So
28-2.
28-2. It doesn't get much better than that. So it'll be interesting for sure. But I mean, I think that Bama's done an exceptional job of transitioning from their offensive scheme last year to this year, in the sense that our first half look a lot more like getting the run game more involved, like an old style Derrick Henry Alabama offense. Then later in the game, play at RPOs, looking down the field for reads, especially just seeing Milroe hit that big bomb to Jermaine Burton right before halftime last week. That was a big, just like, okay, wow. So there's the deep ball we've been waiting for. So.
Yeah, especially with, I mean, I think that's a great point. Saban is 28-2. It'll be definitely an interesting game. I think one of the big things that is important is, Quinn Ewers, like you said, he was injured last year in this game, so he gets another crack at it this year. So I guess the question kind of is, with extremely fast wideouts, like you said, Xavier Worthy and Jatavion Sanders, is he going to take full advantage of this second chance? I think Alabama, I mean, yeah, like you said, it's Middle Tennessee, but I think they looked great. I think they surprised a lot of people just because of the quarterback thing, and, but I think their O-line looks great. I think their defense looks great. My question is, because Texas has those, extremely fast wideouts, did Bama fix that position at safety and cornerback? Are they going to be able to keep up with those receivers? We're going to find out. The ESPN FPI is Alabama at 81%. The spread is Alabama by 7, which we talked about last week. The FPI and the spread don't always match up. The ESPN FPI is Alabama by a lot, but the spread is definitely not. So, Tyler, you're going to make your pick first. Who you got in this game?
It's already going into the Tide, man. Roll Tide. I got Alabama, Nick Saban, Jalen Milroe going in. Home game at T-Town this year. Dixieland and delighted in it all the way home. I'm going to say Bama by 10 or 13.
That's a lot. Man, I got to pick next. This is actually a really tough one because, like I said, I feel like Texas has those extremely fast wideouts. I think that they're going to have I think the Alabama safeties are going to have a long day with them. And with that being said, I'm going to have to go with the Alabama Crimson Tide to win this game. I had to pull the Uno reverse on you first thing right out the gate. I just can't do it. I don't think they cover the spread. I think this ends up being a close one. I say by 6. I think Alabama's defense is going to play well up front, but they will have to battle those wide receivers. I think Quinn Ewers is going to come out and just look super staunch. So my pick, I got Alabama, but they're not covering the spread.
All right, that's a tough act to follow. Let me just say that. So I've said this more than once. I've said that if this game this year is in Austin without Bryce Young, Alabama loses. I also still think that last year, if Texas didn't sell prevent defense with Bryce Young at quarterback for Alabama, they would have won last year. Texas has some really quick wideouts. Alabama, some question marks. I mean, Middle Tennessee State is not exactly the team that you want. It is the team you want your warm-up against, but it's not exactly the example. With that said, this game is in Tuscaloosa. Texas looks really good. I'm going to go with Bama. I think Bama covers. I like Bama by a touchdown, and they will just cover. They'll win by a touchdown. I think they'll get it done. It'll be a close game. I think Texas will make it really competitive. Quinn Ewers will really fight for the second chance, and I'm going to pull for Texas, but I think the Tide roll.
Y'all make it really hard on me to make these picks, especially 3-0 so far for Alabama. I just have a lot of questions on the offensive side for Alabama. A lot of missing pieces, but as brought up by Tyler, there's no more Bijan Robinson to kind of save them. If that pass game isn't going well for Texas, they have nothing else to really fall back on. We thought they would, but from what we've seen so far, not really. I really do think it comes down to defense for this game, and I think that although Texas has seemed to improve on defense this season, I think Alabama and Nick Saban, they just always have the upper hand in that department. So I'm going to go ahead and say Alabama. I think they're going to take the spread. I think probably going to go with 10.
So, yeah, you're right there with Tyler, just like we all are. This is our first ever TBD quadruple pick. Normally we have the TBD triple pick with 3 people picking the same, with all 3 of us picking the same one. We got a 4th person. Tyler, it's so great to have you on the pod, man. Thank you so much. And, dude, we'll have to get you on again soon.
For sure, man. Thanks for the opportunity. I'd love to be on again, man. Great to meet all y'all.
You too, Tyler.
Yeah,
thanks so much.
Good to meet you.